This video is an opportunity to learn about agility. I know you've definitely heard about Scrum, but Agile is different. So imagine something. A manager has come to you and said, hey, I heard someone the other day talking about agility and it sounded good and something that we should use. Can you tell me some more? I want you to prepare a 2-minute explanation to this manager about what agility is. If you need to use Google to help, do so. But make sure you don't just prepare the explanation, deliver it to the screen. You'd be surprised at how often Scrum Masters actually get asked what agility is. Pause the video now. So you've prepared and presented your 2-minute explanation to the manager. If you mention sprints and a product backlog, that's not good. Agile and Scrum are not the same thing. Yes, they are intricately related, but there is a distinct difference between the two. One aspect of agility is the ability of a team to organize and pivot towards value when needed without significant waste and overhead. Now, that isn't to say that you stop what you're doing immediately and move on without finishing. Any fool can focus on the next shiny thing. Agility is about the tactical, timely, and impactful change of your team's focus. Important with this activity is when you talk to managers about agility and Scrum, they typically don't care whether you're using a 2-week sprint or the fact that you meet every day for 15 minutes in a daily Scrum. A manager cares about the value that is being delivered to his or her stakeholders and consequently the return on investment. So when talking about agility, it's nice to talk about things such as your time to market. How fast can you take a requirement and get it into the hands of a user? Agility is about creating the time to innovate, creating the space for your team to identify new possibilities in the market. If you say your team is agile, what you are talking about is their mindset. And if being agile is a mindset, then Scrum is a way of demonstrating and being that mindset. Scrum is about doing, and over time its effect is business agility. Scrum creates business agility because of its ability to impact on visibility, improving ability to pivot, and reducing risk. In a Scrum team, the frequent inspection points in the form of daily Scrums, ad hoc refinement, team collaboration, and end-to-end management of the development all services to maintain a high level of transparency both internally and externally. When compared to other frameworks, the increased transparency is apparent and enables greater opportunities to leverage an empirical feedback loop. When it comes to ability to change, the short time boxes of Scrum events and holistically the sprint itself, less than 1 calendar month, minimize the risk of lost investment. Imagine a team went away thinking they understood your requirement, but 6 months later came back with it completely wrong. That's a big waste of investment. In Scrum, the Scrum team and stakeholders get together at least 1 per sprint, so the risk of error is capped at 1 sprint. If things go wrong, the amount you've lost is capped at 1 sprint. The ability to change remains high in Scrum. Business value is another area where Scrum supports agility. Sometimes you don't need to produce something perfect. A simple solution is enough, and often costs a lot less. Let's take a fictitious requirement of someone wanting to have a timer. Great, the developers think, and they disappear for 6 months. They come back with a smartphone. But I only wanted to time how long it takes to boil an egg, the user said. There will always be ambiguity in requirements. So Scrum helps by putting a usable increment at least once a sprint in front of your users. The purpose is to say, hey, are we getting this right for you? Are we on track? The final area to talk about Scrum and how it supports business agility is around risk. With business value, ability to change and visibility, putting working product in front of users is powerful. Over time, you get closer towards the end goal. And with every piece of valued feedback, every inspection and adaptation, you lower your risk because you know you're on the right track and you aren't wasting your time or investment. So that's it for this section. Scrum and agility are not the same. Scrum is a way of doing or being agile, and its framework supports and enhances agility through its values, events, and exercising its empirical feedback loop.